Welcome. My name is Lori Ho. I am the volunteer president of Kauai Farm Bureau. Um, I'd like to recognize UH College of Tropical Agriculture and Human Resilience. So thank you very much for this beautiful site, Dr. Barka, Dr. Manadhar,
Manadhar.
Manda, I'm sorry.
Manadhar.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's good.
And then Derek, farm manager, is that your title? Derek Kiabu. Who else from UH? I think that's it.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, okay, treasurer, volunteer treasurer, another retiree, Gary Wenton.
Hey, Gary.
So we're going to have, in a minute, Roshan talk about the history of rose-ring parakeet on Kauai. But real quick, we want to kind of find out where it spread. I know Dave said it's past Kilauea into Princeville.
I've been there for 2 years, 3 years. I mean, it's not just now. I've been there a long time. They ate all my tangerines one year, 1,000 of them, just in one day, but gone.
Oh,
And we know they're on the west side, they're on corn. That's why we have the netting, because the corn people were covering the corn, different parakeets from eating the corn. They've been in my area, Hawai, for more than 15 years. Anybody else have a whole bunch of parakeets in their backyard on your farm?
Up here in the homestead.
Homesteads?
I can see every evening here in Wailua house lot.
What are they damaging? I know for me it's lychee and citrus, longan.
You haven't touched my longan.
Haven't touched it?
No.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can
we're
eat.
going to send them to your farm now.
That's the only thing I can eat.
Any other
I hear that.
Citrus, oranges.
oranges?
Yeah.
The
So-
acerola cherries and the Brazilian cherries.
Jamaican lilikoi. They eat every one of them. They love those so much.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They'll even go down low to get them. I couldn't believe it. But I mean, I saw it with my own eyes over and over and over again. So I'm not a
The
spectator.
orange one, about three segments, I guess you call them, right?
Is it oblong?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's oblong.
The papaya. I'm not papaya.
Yeah, kind
The
of.
orange looking one.
Yeah,
Oh,
orange,
one.
the orange fuzzy one.
Soft.
Yeah.
So the Hui farmers tell me they like papaya. So their papaya is getting hit really hard.
Oh, they're hitting my mangoes. I forgot to say that. They're eating them green, not even ripe ones, green ones on the tree.
Wow. Okay.
That was because I netted my lychee, and then the next day they went away and they ate my mangoes. I didn't have very many, but
That's
they
why
got
you're
every
here
one of them.
for more netting, right,
Yeah.
David?
Okay, so now we know it's spread over most of the island. It's affecting many crops. So we'll call on Roshan Manadhar to give us an update on rose-ring parakeet.
Thank you, Gary. And thank you, Gary. And thank you, Farm Bureau, for hosting this event here on Cedar Research Station. I would briefly talk about the history of rose-ring parakeet in terms of population dynamics. They are introduced here around, I think, in 1960 in the Baden, Texas restaurant, I guess, in Hawai. And I don't know if they are escaped or released. And they are released. They are freed. And by 2011, by 2011 the population was 2,000. They gradually increased, and by 2018 their presence was visible. It reached up to 6,800. Then again, they just exponentially increased their population, and by January of 2019, the actual count of rose-ring parakeets in this island was 10,512 actual count. So at that time, there was a tree roost. I don't have lots of printout.
That we discovered. We're
Yes.
looking for roosts.
Tree roosts here on
Oh.
Hawaii.
There. Or take a picture with your cell phone if you want
Tree
it.
roost on Hawaii. One in Lihui roost. Another in Poipu roost, and one in around here, Kaua roost.
They like to roost in the palm trees that might not be around
Yes.
for long too.
So this is the page which I stole from a publication from Jane Anderson. She was here on this island from 2019 to 2022 to do some work on rose-ring parakeet management or control. So, so what happened in that time was it's the curfew time, COVID time, so people can work together to control or kill rose-ring parakeets. So you'll see this is a timeline from 2019 to 2019 January to 2021 March. So there was a 3 phase of roost calling. So first phase, they roost call, they killed the parakeets in Poipu. And in second phase, around September of 2020, the roost calling was done in Poipu. Again, the first phase, Lihui and Poipu. Second phase on September of 2020, Poipu. And third time in Lihui and Kaua. Just wanted to show, so they did roost calling in Lihui. So that roost calling make all the parrots, some were killed and few of them were abandoned the site, went to Lihui to roost somewhere. I think the first roost calling was in Poipu and they all vanished, they abandoned that site and went to another Lihui roost. I think it's a state building.
We need to call again.
So they moved to state building. And in the second phase, they did roost calling at Poipu. Some of them went to Kaua, and some of them stayed at Poipu. And at some point of time, the parakeets which abandoned Lihui 1 again came back to Lihui 1. And no, they came back to Lihui 1 and Lihui 3. So there is a 3 roost in Lihui. They again roost call at Lihui and Kaua around February of 2020, and so they move around. So when you kill rose-ring parakeet, they leave. So there is always danger. They leave and they go to natural site. But here they move around. Lihui 1, Lihui 2, Lihui 3 is I think airport side. So I think they move around that time. So basically now we have 4 roosts of rose-ring parakeet: Poipu, Lihui, Kaua, and Princeville site. So Princeville site was around, they found rose-ring parakeet in Princeville around 2019. They counted 47 rose-ring parakeet in Princeville. So whatever you see in Princeville and Moloa, those are the
I've seen more than that up there. You just
Okay.
look in the sky and you see them
It's
flying, and there's hundreds of them.
It's the 47 parakeets at the beginning, whenever they found.
How did they,
So,
how did they call them?
huh?
How did they?
So I would tell a little bit later. So 10,511, 512 roost, numbers of parakeets went down to 4,063 after 2 roost calling. It increased a little bit, again 6,883. Around some point of time they did 3rd roost calling. It went down, but by April of 2021 it became 7,332 parakeets here in Kaua. So then after this 2021 March, April, the group of people who works on parakeet paused, and around 2023, 2024, with the leadership of our Hawai County, then again it rejuvenated. So I think that was the time, again, there was a roost calling at the, what is that? Kaua?
Coconut.
Coconut?
By Sheraton.
Yeah, the hotel.
No, it's a luau.
Oh, Sheraton, the luau place. Yeah,
No.
I saw him
wait,
shooting him there the other day.
Smith's luau. There
Wrong
was
one.
2 roost calling, at least 2 roost calling at the Smith's luau,
Yes.
and 1 in the Tukui group again, 1 in Lihui.
Yeah.
Because they
You know where that
roosted in the
one
hotel in Kaua too.
So that was 2023 and 2024, and that's the time. Again, there was a survey link to report the sighting of rose-winged parakeet. It was administered by Kauai County Office of Economic Development, and it's in the KISC website. If you go to KISC website, there is a place where you can report rose-winged parakeet. And I cannot access that data. I don't know what population is right now, but I would think it's more than 12,000 by now.
There's a lot.
So there is so it went down up to 6,000 from 10,000. It's slightly increasing year by year, and I don't think there is a roost calling happening right now. And that's the time 2022, 23, 24, when there was another 3 or 4 roost calling at that time. If I'm taking too much time, say time.
This is interesting.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of population dynamics, population with the timeline, and with respect to roost calling. But there is one kind of data in a publication. One of these publications, the carrying capacity of Kauai or Hawaii is still not have reached yet, because they said Greater London has 32,000 of parakeets, and still it's fine. But I think the problem here in Kauai and other islands is there is lots of food. So the parakeets in Greater London, they might be skinny. They're too fat, yeah. Because everywhere there is food, mangoes, corn, whatever you say, lychee, longan. So it might not work for us. Maybe even 6,000 is a carrying capacity here on Kauai. Yeah, if
I
we-
think hundreds of thousands. There's
so
food for
2,000
plenty.
is not feasible. That's what they say. When it is 2,000 around 2019, no, 2012, the population was not visible. So when it's 6,000, then 10,000 it was visible. Everybody can see in Longstrog and whatever place. So, so that's another interesting thing. Carrying capacity.
Longstruck Kaua.
Kaua?
Yeah,
Longstruck
I see
Kaua.
him there.
Okay, this is the small scenario of population dynamics. Going back to invasive pest, rose-winged parakeet is vertebrate pest, yeah. So it's kind of very tricky to control vertebrate invasive pest. It's more challenging because they live in group, or in family, or in roost. In this case, they live in roost, and they can adapt any adverse environmental condition, and they communicate within themselves. And they are very strategic in attacking or predating. And if things do not go in their way, they can retaliate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the parakeet can fight. so in most of the cases, monkeys can attack you. Like a tiger is an invasive species also in some places. In my country, tiger is invasive. When they attack, the whole village need to migrate from one village to another. So again, invasive species management, we call eradication, different words, different terminology, eradication, elimination, management. For rose-winged parakeet, there is 2 terms, population reduction and damage reduction. So population reduction, we do the lethal control. We try to kill and reduce the number of parakeets in a given area. And in damage control, damage reduction, it's a non-lethal. The one Gary is showing us. But for But for rose-winged parakeet, I think if you talk about a little bit of science, they have a behavioral response. Once they go back to roost, even we disturb them, they would not move away from that place. So it's a behavior pest control strategy. Once they go back to roost, use disturb, they go around and come back same tree or adjacent tree. So that's the time we need to attack and kill. So the main principle of rose-winged parakeet control is, so we do the roost counting, population estimate, and roost calling. So that's the most effective control method for rose-winged parakeet, but it's not always possible. Yeah. So even lethal control, if we do one time, just we did here on Kauai in 2019 and 2023, 24, they will come back. And so the lethal control or roost culling needs to be a broad program, sustainable, do year after year, but it's coordinate. It's in coordinate with all the partners, county, agriculture department, university. Community members is the most important. Also, they need to know, they need to see the parakeets dying, somebody is shooting, yeah. So it needs to be a long-term, sustainable program.
What about the bird? They must be immune to the bird malaria then.
I haven't seen.
No, I don't know. I think.
Okay. Well, we wouldn't have so many
I
of
think
them.
avian flu. It's called avian flu. It's transmitted by the mosquitoes. Yeah. So I think it's not they are resistant to avian flu.
And what about the netting? I remember I put up some of that 5/8" mesh bird netting, and I caught all these maderos. It was kind of like the coconut rhinoceros people. They'd go in and get stuck, and they'd come in later, and there'd be dozens of them just dead in my net. Has it ever been tried with the parakeets to make a bigger net where they wouldn't see it and they'd try to go through it and get stuck?
Parakeet going through the net or some?
Yeah, a parakeet going halfway through and getting stuck, just like with the CRV.
So I think Gary would talk.
Good.
I often have a. So I think okay, we are at the point. So it's but why am I talking? So it needs to be long-term, sustainable.
Yeah. But going back to the culling, do you shoot them? How do you
Shoot them in the night time.
So you
So it
find
needs
out
to
when
be
they
expert shooter who can precisely kill rose-winged parakeet. 9 out of 10. We need to hire that kind of people, that kind of shooters, and they will need to roost call within few days, few nights. If we take lots of nights, they will move. The only thing, so the roost will be separate. Yeah, if we cannot kill in a few nights,
You got to get
move
most
away.
of them all at once. Is
Yeah,
what you're
most
saying.
of them all at once.
Yes, otherwise they'll move.
So here, I think around whatever roost calling in a mass killing was done. It was done by Kani Wildlife. They are the one who does roost culling here. I think the Kauai County Office of Economic Development has a funding which they hire Kani Wildlife around COVID time, as well as around 2023-24. So it needs to be roost calling. Roost calling needs to be, so there is an island in Cecil. They have also rose-winged parakeet problem. So what they did is they called New Zealand sharpshooters. Then sharpshooters from New Zealand went to Cecil and they killed everything there. And there was also advertisement that what is it called? Wanted, dead or alive, rose-winged parakeet. If you bring one rose-winged parakeet, you'll get
A bounty?
Bounty?
Huh?
A bounty
Yeah,
on them.
you get some dollars. Yes.
How is it decided when the culling should take place? And
So-
who decides that?
So when the population is visible, yeah. When it was 2,000, it was not visible. When it was 6,000, it was visible. Everybody can see, making noise, disturbing neighborhood, eating lots of farm produce. So that's the time. But I'm also telling there is a carrying capacity. So for London, Greater London, 32,000 is the carrying capacity because there is nothing to eat. They have to struggle. For here, lots of fruit, grain food.
So is there one?
Guava.
Is there one plan for this year? Because obviously we see that.
I'm sorry?
So is there a culling plan for this year? Because
I
obviously
haven't heard.
we see
So
that.
the calling was done by county funding grant, and I think both times were them. I haven't heard them.
Can we request one?
I think so. Yeah.
I think, right? I think they just finished because the
Laurie will also know it. I
year,
think you are also in that building
task
department.
force?
Task force. Yeah.
yes, but
Do you-
the
It stopped
counties,
after 2024. Yeah.
because the county's fiscal year starts July 1st, right? So they just finished and accepted the new budget. And it's kind of weird right now because mayoral candidate, right? So we don't know what's going to happen. Everybody in the Office of Economic Development is under the administrative office of Mayor Kawakami. They all have to submit their resignation, and we see who is the next. I think, so it's kind of a weird time right now. So what we're collecting and what Roshan was talking about is watch. Tell us where those roofs are. We would love the nesting sites because it's up and away from people, but that's hard to find because they nest in the hollows of albizia trees. So the roofs are the best places. If you are on a farm, you can get a permit to control them on your farm through the Department of Land and Natural Resources, Wildlife Division. You can get a permit for that. In town, like where they're roosting now, by Long's, by Smith's. Smith's was a good site because it was run by one entity, right? The Smith family. And so they went in there twice. Yeah, to get them.
The first time they killed 1,100. Second time I don't know. Maybe
I don't know either.
500.
I know. Yeah. Anyway,
And at
they're
that
smart.
time,
They move.
Kukui group was not willing to give a permission, right?
No,
Or
they
get
didn't. Okay, so you know where the Kukui Grove site is, right? Right under Sparks, Starbucks, all the whole line of
Bronx.
Royal Palms, right? So what happened was they got all the permits and stuff, and they called one time, and they never finished the reporting, so couldn't get the second permit to call. So we wait. Then they finally got the second permit to call. So it's not easy, and they're smart. They're gonna move. So even now we talk about culling process, but if we don't get them all, they're gonna move, and then they're gonna come back. So it's not that easy to do.
I've seen people kill them in the day, quite a few of them. What they did is they had a tall rambutan tree where they made a blind underneath it where they could hide. They had a pellet rifle, and they just killed them one after another. There was a pile of them on the ground.
That's good.
Because they could, you'd think that would scare them away, but since they couldn't see the guy shooting, they kept coming back. Eventually, they didn't come back the next year. Either they were all dead or they figured it out.
so.
Jerry has seen them on his farm. The birds sit on top and they watch, and then they call them in. And
They
then,
call the other ones.
Yep. And then when they hear your truck, they call them out and they all fly away. They
Okay,
recognize.
so
the
I
stars.
just wanted to add one more point.
Yes.
This is
Sorry.
kind of research study.
Yes.
So Jane Anderson, USDA researcher from Texas, was here for 2-3 years during the COVID time, and it was her population modeling. So based on her modeling, what does it tell is if you do roost calling, continuous roost calling, sustained roost calling, and use contraceptives in the feeder every year, by 5 years, roosing parakeet will be going down to 500. So that's and we scanned 500 already.
But what did we find out?
That's a population modeling
Yes.
that she studied. I think she collected all the dead roosing parakeet. It was here somewhere in the freezer, and I think there is some procedure. It's called they identify male or female, and based on some organ, they figure out the age of the rose-ring parakeet. If the 7-year rose-ring parakeet die, no matter, they will not be able to reproduce. So if the juvenile they able to kill young female, they get 4 point. So that kind of modeling. So her modeling shows if you do roost calling again and again every year and use contraceptives in feeder, the population will go down.
And what did we find
To
out
find-
about the
So
feeder?
We haven't roost call every year in the same place. Yeah.
And they don't, the rose-ring parakeets here, they don't come to any feeder. They will not.
So okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
as a
no,
grower,
they know
as a grower, farmer, or as a person who is working with the grower, I cannot do roost culling. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we were talking about integrated management strategy,
Okay.
which consists of both lethal and non-lethal control. And this is the page that I again steal from one literature review. It's a 40-page literature review, and it's a summary of that 40-page literature review. It's written by a group of scientists from the National Wildlife Research Center. The main author is Paige Clark. She's from, I think, Michigan. I never saw parakeets maybe. So she's the main author. And it talks about how to reduce the damage. And they gave us a different scenario. You'll see 3 tables. And the first table is it's a lethal removal method for foraging and roosting sites. So as you can see, the shaded part is the recommended practice, and non-shaded part is not recommended. So you'll see shooting, traps, and hand nets. So roosting, shooting we talked a little bit. The roost calling, yeah. If you wanted to shoot by yourself in your farm, and you need to have a depredation permit from DLNR, just like as Laurie mentioned. And it's shotgun, so it involves in the fireworks shotgun. So you need to be compliant from fire department.
You need a hunting license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
But
so-
you can get all of that, right?
Yeah.
From DLNR.
So
Yeah.
one permit from DLNR, and you need to go to fire department, and they will teach you something. This.
Gun safety.
Yeah. So that's the main point. And traps and hand nets. So traps and hand net. So we are talking about again feeder. So traps that's used for roosing parakeet is one design in Australia. It's called Australian crow trap, and it's called parrot trap because it catches parakeet. Yeah, it's a kind of a small case, and we put the feeder inside. Now feeder means some kind of food grain inside, so that they go attract and go inside and never come back. So that principle doesn't apply here on Kauai as well as other parts of the Hawaii also, because they are not enticed by any feeder, because there is a lot of food outside. So they never hunt for another source of feed. So traps not applicable. Whatever traps it is. Yeah.
Hey, so do you need a permit from the DLNR for using an air rifle, like a pellet gun, or is that just for a firearm?
Yes, for killing rose ring parakeet, capturing rose ring parakeet, you need a permit.
Oh.
Because I think federal rules say it's a non-native, but not injurious to human. So that's why you cannot kill. So if you want to kill,
I've been
I
killing
don't know the
non-native birds on
Hawaii
my
state
farm.
rules, but the federal
We don't wanna
rules
know.
says
Yeah.
it's a non-native, and it's not injurious to human. It eats, everybody eats, okay, right? But so you need permit from even using trap.
How do we change that rule? That's a bad rule. That rule is going to thwart our efforts.
So that's the rule. So, but it's not difficult to get the permit from DLNR. You just go there, you call, and you can pick up the permit.
But Dave, you can connect with a legislative coordinator and see if we put that for next year's legislative advocacy day.
Yeah,
That might be a good idea.
yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, I will go a little bit fast. So because I would like to talk about toxicant also. So toxicant, there is no toxicant to kill rosing parakeet here. The only toxicant the researchers have researched is the birth control pill. It says diazepam. I think there's a chemical name or active ingredient is it's somewhere in that paper, diazepam, and it's not toxic, it's not poison, but it's regulated here in Hawaii. And
How can
because
you get them to eat it though if they won't go to a feed?
no, because it needs to be mixed with the feeder.
But then they don't go to the feeder.
They
Not
don't go to
here.
the feeder,
They go to
So-
feeders on Oahu though.
Oh, good.
and
Lord.
they go to
Yes.
they don't go to they don't eat other feeds,
No.
which is mixed with bird control chemicals. So what happens is they don't go, and some other birds or native birds will go. So that's why it's regulated here in Hawaii. I think it's regulated here in Hawaii. And not available to use, but it's kind of effective. But the rose-ringed parakeet needs to feed at least 10 days in regular before they lay egg. And they need to, and it's for one time. So if they feed on the contraceptive for 10 days, then they lay egg, so it will not hatch. And for next time, they again need to feed. So it's just like in a human.
How many eggs do they lay?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe more than more than one. Yeah, yeah. I'll check. Yeah. Okay. So on. So there is a second table is for foraging site, which will be more applicable to us.
Okay.
And it has a netting and wires. So that will be interest, and other will usually repeat. And one of the method it's called is using a laser beam. So this is a handheld laser beam, which doesn't work now. I cannot recharge my battery because I bought this maybe 6 years ago. So it has a battery. I recharged it, but it still did not work. So I haven't used it for parakeet, but I have used for chickens just right there. They're a little bit scared after getting this laser beam, but they do not go away too far. Just go a little bit this way, and that's it. So this is a laser. This is a 350, I guess, when I bought it. But there is an automated laser which you install in your farm. This way, it will go this way. Another one, you put in the corner. It's automated. It's
Is it
go
motion
with the
sense?
solar system.
Okay.
And I think one time Bex Hybrid used it, and they did not see any good effect.
Oh,
I think Bex Hybrid doesn't exist now. It has some other company now. Corteva.
Yep.
Corteva?
That's all we got. It's Corteva.
So they have used one time, and I would not repeat. So there is another repellent, methyl anthranilate, which is in both table. It's a repellent. It's a foliar spray of chemical which will repel, which will the parakeets will not like to eat fruit. It's methyl anthranilate, and it's labeled everywhere, including Hawaii. They have a trade name. Avian Control Birds Show rejects it, so they have few products available here in Hawaii. But it needs to be applied periodically. I hope when it is a fruiting time, apply every week.
Is it organically certified?
So repellent, it's not organic, I think.
You can't use it if you're organic certified.
I think so. Yeah.
Is that the one they use on cherries in Washington State?
So it's not labeled to use in California. It's then apart from California, anybody can use it here in US. I don't know if it's used. It's for bird control, not only parakeet.
What about there's different scaring techniques. You know, they have this big starling problem on the mainland, and they have these things that you hook up. I have one at my house. You hook it up to a 12-volt battery, it makes this loud noise you can hear for a mile, and it's
So-
all bird sounds of them being frightened. And
It's
any birds
there.
that hear that, they just leave.
It's there. It's called auditory deterrent.
Oh, good,
I
good.
didn't start it. It produces big sound, noise, but
They get used to it.
they get used to it. There is one kind of a device which produces emergency call.
Yes, that's the one.
Emergency call.
Yeah, I have that.
Scare.
They communicate. Yeah, whenever emergency happens, they produce one kind of a song, like a
Right.
cry. So there is an equipment which just produce same song. It's effective. I think Dow Agroscience is one. Here, Waimea. who was using that equipment, that piece of equipment, the 670 when I started this job. So it's useful for a couple of weeks. Then they learn, yeah. They learn. It's just it's happening all the time. Don't worry. Just look for somebody who's coming. If not, go eat papaya or go eat something.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
Dolls
They
Agri-Science
have
is
one
gone too.
They have one where it has these blank shotgun shells in it, and every hour or half an hour it shoots one of those off, and boy, the birds just scatter when they hear that sudden.
So
The
it's a device
The
which
neighbors
produces
Yep.
big bang sound at each 5 minutes interval. I have seen it in the papaya farms. Thai farmers use it, but I think it's when they get used to it, they know when it will come.
Then you can rotate through all these different methods. You use
So
each
that's
one
why
for 2 weeks.
there is a different methods. Yeah.
Yeah.
We will use netting. We will use some device producing sound. I think it's not recommended. See, it's in the white. So you just buy it and it might work for a few weeks. Then it's no use. That's why they do not recommend it. So for foraging site, netting wire, bagging crops, bagging mango, and laser is somewhat effective. So and modifying crop habit it's a kind of a selection of variety and planting time and plot size. If the plot size is big enough, you can save some amount of corn because they only try to eat in the edge effect. So edge effect, no spacing between the two plots. You try to decrease the spacing between the crops, and so that they don't like to go to the middle of the plot. Yeah, they feel it's dangerous. If somebody comes, they cannot come out from the hill. And what the they said is, if I plant papaya, when I go to my papaya field, they go all around and they sit in the trees. So I think it's called laughing side. So you cut the all the trees. That's why it recommends. And you don't start farming close to roosting site, close to where they try to close to their flight line, roosting site, and whatever foraging site. So the habitat modification deals with that kind of stuff. So if you can do, it's good.
How about plastic owls? Plastic owls.
I don't know. Our
So it's
birds-
called
I find
visual
it works.
deterrent. Yeah, visual deterrent.
Oh, good.
So
I found
deploy-
that they work on other birds for a week or two.
So visual deterrent. I think that's one of the interesting part is you just hang. You kill rosing parakeet. You hang rosing parakeet somewhere in your field, in front of field. They might
A
not.
dead one.
Does that
They
work?
might not. Yeah, I think.
It
I think
doesn't
that will
work. You
I
guys
think that's on
tried.
that list under there where it
Yeah,
says
I have
not
it.
effective.
Okay.
Yeah. So dead rosing parakeet, you hang in front of your field. So that might psychological effect like if I go, that might be my
Make
condition.
you feel good. Make
Yeah.
the farmer
How
feel
about the
good.
reflective tape, where you have this reflective tape and you spin it, and then when the wind blows it, it makes this flashing, like really bizarre.
That reflecting tape, whatever shiny object, it might be only for a few days.
Few days.
They
There's
will
another
learn.
one where they have a
They
tape.
are, I think they are very clever. So even one person is saying, a farmer or technician working in a farmer, they recognize the cap
Yes,
of
they
the
recognize-
technician
well,
who is
yeah.
going to inspect or
Yeah, I believe that.
go control rosing parakeet. So
Maybe
yes.
we could send out false signals all over the island, so they'd be confused, telling, "Oh, the food's over here. No, it's over here. No, it's over there," and they'd be flying all around.
Get it.
okay.
Here.
I would take last
Question,
question. I will
yes.
give to. I don't want to take lots of time. Yeah, please.
Oh, owls.
Owl?
Does that work?
Plastic
it-
owls or
yeah.
owl
Well,
owls?
Well, I'm just
Scarecrow.
saying, they're supposed to be like a predator, right? So, does
So
anybody
yes,
know
yes,
if it works?
it's
Before
for
I don't want
it's
to
for-
purchase one.
It's
It
for
doesn't work.
short period of time. They learn. The rosing parakeets are very clever. This
So they're
So
gonna get used
for
to it.
a short
short
period,
period of time.
it'll
It'll
work.
Where
Other than that, we do not have predator birds.
What-
We
what-
don't have the hawk. They're trying to
Okay.
kill
In
the
conclusion,
experiment
for
is
long term, roost culling is the best, and
Yeah.
for short term, to reduce damage, I think physical exclusion method that the guy is gonna show us in practical, in live.
You know, if you
Yeah.
move the owls every week,
That's my
It works. Put 'em in different
conclusion.
You heard that? So move
Yeah.
the owls.
and if you have one that
Okay.
has a rotating